of a 4-year-old boy are charged. We learned disturbing and heart-wrenching details about that little boy's death. And good evening to you at 6 o'clock. I'm Liz Cho.
And I'm Bill Ritter. It's always deeply heartbreaking, the death of a child. Tonight, prosecutors say 4-year-old Ja'Make Maudlin weighed just 19 pounds when they found him. He was starving and he was dehydrated.
Both of his parents are now charged in his death. The city's Administration for Children's Services had previously investigated a report of malnutrition within that family, but they could not substantiate it. The boy was found Sunday night unconscious in his apartment in Harlem. His 3 siblings are now being treated for malnourishment.
Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo live at the courthouse in Lower Manhattan with our heartbreaking lead story tonight. Anthony.
Heartbreaking indeed, Bill. Liz, that mother arraigned on manslaughter and other charges has 3 other children, as you mentioned, ages 5, 6, and 7, who prosecutors say, frankly, are lucky to be alive, found in similar condition, severely malnourished and dehydrated. That 4-year-old, the youngest of the bunch, unfortunately, was the worst of them all. Prosecutors say Nitavia Ragsdale and her husband isolated their children at home, slowly cutting off any contact while starving their 4-year-old to death. Prosecutors called it a long period of deprivation endured by this child. 4-year-old Ja'Make Maudlin, carried out of his home by his mother Sunday night, was severely malnourished at only 19 pounds. Prosecutors say Ragsdale lied to cops and said her husband, LaRon Maudlin, who was later arrested, was not at their Harlem apartment Sunday night, when in fact he was with their other kids, who are now hospitalized and so ill they can't keep solids down. Can you talk to us about how the mother's feeling right now? Relatives of the 26-year-old mother, who prosecutors say were kept in the dark, left court without a word after Ragsdale was held on $100,000 bail. The father,
my son was saved,
denied the allegations after being arrested Tuesday night. Sources say the Administration for Children's Services previously investigated the parents over claims that their 4-year-old was malnourished, claims that were not substantiated. Typically, a child safety assessment includes home visits that are often unannounced, interviews with parents and other contacts like pediatricians, and an assessment of the home environment. It's unclear how many visits were made, but a lawyer who's dealt with ACS complaints before says just because there's no obvious evidence doesn't mean it wasn't happening.
In a lot of cases, though, there are situations where the parents are able to cover things up. Maybe they cleaned up before ACS came by.
ACS releasing only this officially. The safety and well-being of New York City's children is our top priority. We are investigating this incident with the NYPD. And that 25-year-old father, who was scheduled for arraignment today, spent most of his day in the hospital, sources say, dealing with anxiety and not medically cleared for an appearance in court. As far as the mother goes, an order of protection has been put in place for her other 3 living children, something she was not happy about, visibly distraught and shaking her head in court. She has no criminal history, partly why bail at $100,000 was set. We're live in Lower